Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to go ahead and give my review on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And for those who don't know, y'all already know what I'm about to say before we get into the mess. For those who don't know, I'm now selling merch. So if you want to get your man a feeling like a rich black man t-shirt, this is the premium. The premium, it fits you a little bit more slimmer. But I also have the classic fits, for the girls, for the boys, or the girls, the boys don't like when you call them girls. For the boys who don't like, or even for some of the girls, for some of the girls, whoever. If you feel like a rich black man, even though, girl, the motto over here, we feel like a rich black woman, but I understand that everybody don't want to walk around with feeling like a rich black woman plastered on their chest, gay or straight or whoever you or whatever whatever. But yeah, if you want to, I have classic fits available. So if you don't want your shirts to look too tight, I still think I'm small, so I be wanting my clothes to be tight. Yeah, right. But if you don't like your clothes to fit a little slim, you can get a classic fit. So yeah, just check it out. www.rodneythavoice.com. The link will be in the description box below. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the mess. The first thing I want to say is this. Now, I know sometimes I'm late to the party. And I know I've been seeing a lot of people say this. But, baby, why is Ross fine? Girl, I don't know what I've been looking at. Baby, Ross is fine. I think what it is, I like my men a little solid. I like my men to, when they say they on a diet and they say they trying to eat healthy, they eat a salad and then they always put that one fried chicken leg on their plate. You know what I'm saying? And like a couple of pieces of fruit. You know how we do. And so I like my men a little solid. And I always thought that Ross was a little thin, but Ross got a little weight on him. When I was looking at him with those blue sweats, that blue sweatsuit he had on, I was looking at Ross' thighs. I said, Ross ain't as thin. Girl, Ross ain't as thin as I thought that he was. And Ross got face too. We've been know Ross had face. The face always been there. It's the body. Girl. I said, okay. So shout out to Ross. Sonya, because I gotta pay for, girl, let me say something. I can't send nobody nothing for free. I gotta pay for my shirts too. Okay. So Sonya, buy Rossi a feeling like a rich man black shirt. Girl, like I said, girl, I can't send nobody nothing for free. I gotta pay for mine too, okay? Shout out to Ross. Yeah, shout out to Rossi. All right, so Drew calls Kenya. And they're basically talking about, what's her face? Sanya. I've been calling this girl Sanya for the last, 14 reviews. And I think her name is Sanya. So, Sanya. So, they call and they're talking about Sanya and basically her party. The party was very much, it was not a bad, if it was something we probably threw for a friend, that's what it looked like. It looked like something that you probably would throw for your friend. Like, girl, we're going to just throw some balloons in the air, have some drinks, have some wings, celebrate our friend, right? But girl, I don't expect that from the housewives, right? Because girl, on here, we're supposed to be giving luxury and fabulosity and all that good stuff. And girl, it looked like you went to Party City and got a couple of balloons, and girl got a couple of bottles of barefoot wine, and girl, you said, girl, this all we gonna do. So the party was a mess for them, not for us, for them. Kenya's cousin, I think Shay, we met Shay before years ago. She basically can't make it. That was going to be her plus one. So Sanya, Ross, Sanya and Ross. And Tyrell, that's basically Ross's best friend. And also, that is Sanya's brother-in-law. He is married to Sanya's sister, who is so, so pretty. Um, so far, Tyrell is okay living with the living arrangements. At this, I don't know about today, but as far as on the show, when this scene was shot, you know, it was Sanya, Ross, their son, Sanya's mother, father, her sister, brother-in-law, and their two kids. And you know what? Like I was talking to my biological sister, and I was just saying, like, if we was ever rich one day, like, could I see myself living in a house with like my family? I said I actually could, believe it or not. Um, but the house would have to be just humongous. Like when I say humongous, like 20,000 square feet. Girl, like 25,000 square feet. Like that type of humongous. Because there's no way, because to me, the house that Sonya has, it doesn't look that big to for people to feel comfortable, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, that house ain't that big. That's a lot of people in that small house, right? Anyways, Ralph. Wreck It Ralph. Can I say something? I know I like to cheese. I like to cheese and smile, honey. For as much as I done paid for my teeth, honey, I want to show them off. So I'm always doing all of that, right? But for real though, why is it that when Ralph smiles, he wants to show all of his tonsils, girl, the back of his throat, girl? Okay, so Ralph isn't going to adopt Josiah anymore. Can I say something, y'all? I got to ask y'all, can I say stuff? Because I don't be wanting to piss nobody off. I don't be wanting to piss nobody off, and so I just be wanting to ask y'all, can I say something before I say it? No, but for real though, when it comes to Josiah and this adoption, the only reason why I was a little confused was because later in the episode, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but later in the episode, Ralph said at the dinner table when they were in Jamaica that the book was supposed to be about co-parenting. And that's where I got confused because, and I'm not going back and watching last season, but can someone tell me? I thought that Drew's baby daddy had been locked up since Josiah was like a little boy, like either a baby or a toddler, but he was small. So by the time Ralph came into the picture, I think because Josiah was so itty bitty, right? Either a baby or a toddler. I think because Ralph came in the picture when he was very, very young, I could see how he could look at Ralph as his father. And didn't the man, Josiah's father, just get out of prison last year? That's the part I was confused about because I'm like, how the hell is Ralph writing a book on co-parenting when you really haven't had to co-parent? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Because I guess you can write a book. I guess you can write a book over the last year and a half of your experience as it pertains to co-parenting with this man. But it's kind of like, and then at the beginning of this season, I thought that Drew said that the man hadn't really been in the picture like that, like that. Didn't she say that? So I'm just confused on this book. I'm confused on not him not wanting to adopt him, because I'll say this much. If I'm wrong with the things that I've just said, and if his father is in his life, then maybe I'm wrong on this, but If his father is in his life, then I mean, while it's nice, I guess, to want to adopt him, if his father's in his life, then kind of like, why do you really need to adopt him if his father's in his life? Unless the father isn't in his life and the father just feels some type of way. I don't know. So I don't think there's anything wrong with him not wanting to. I'll say I don't think there's anything wrong with Ralph not adopting Josiah if the father is actually active in Josiah's life. But from what I can remember, I don't think he is, but I could be wrong about that, girl. We watch so many reality shows, sometimes I get the stuff mixed up. I do think it's weird, though. I think it's weird that Drew doesn't know what this book is about. And it's supposed to be about her son. Listen, I get it. Ralph is like the father figure in Josiah's life. I don't even know if the boy calls Ralph father, daddy, pop, or if he calls him Ralph. I can't remember. I would assume that if he came into the boy's life at a very, very young age, like he probably does call him daddy. I just think it's weird that Drew is always like, but that's Drew though. I had to sit there and think about it because I watched the episode twice. This is Drew. Like she just lets, and I guess some of you operate that way too. I mean, that's how your marriage is. That's how your relationship is, marriage, whatever. She's letting Ralph just kind of like, lead her. Like he told her, just, what did he say? What did he say about just, how did he say it? Just follow my lead and I'll make sure he's good always. I mean, girl, that sounds cute on paper, but no, I'm gonna need to know what's going on in this book. I'm gonna need to know what you writing. Like Ralph just comes to her, and then it's so crazy because when Drew gets into the confessional, have you noticed that when Drew gets into the confessional, she like the things like she'll have all the questions in the world about like, yeah, I don't know why he said this, I don't know this, I don't know this, I don't know that. But girl, you'll sit here in front of your husband and just kind of be like, oh well, I mean, okay, I guess. But then as soon as you get into the confessional with a producer, girl, you got all the questions in the world. When it's kind of like, what the hell they gonna, how the hell they gonna answer it for you? You gotta go ask your husband that. Drew is really like Drew. That's Drew, mama and daddy. I'm sorry. I put Drew is too much in the dark in regards to this book and her son. She is. He wants her to write something, I guess a dedication or a forward or something in the book, child. How's she gonna write it? She don't even know what the book is about. You're not telling her nothing. And I guess the book is supposed to be more about fathers and okay. It's supposed to be about fathers, but you want the woman to write the okay, girl. I don't know, child. I don't know. I don't know. It's just strange to me. I put Ross is fine. He forgot his passport at the house. That's the worst thing in the world, honey, to leave. Grabbing one time I left my ID at the house, honey. When I tell you, baby, I got all the way to the airport. Didn't have nothing on me. Nothing. Nothing. Girl, mad. Because I still remember, I think I went to the liquor store a couple of days earlier, and I never do this, but for some reason, I just, and they don't even ask for your ID at the liquor, well, not here anymore. You just got to like tap it on the, just tap if you're over 21 on the machine. I took my ID out of my wallet and went to the liquor store instead of just taking my whole wallet. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I was all over the place that day. And I remember putting my ID, because I think I had some cash in my pocket. I can't remember. Anyways, but the ID was still in my jacket pocket when I got to the airport. So I'm looking through my wallet. Like, girl, where's my ID, honey? I had to drive all the way back home. And this when I lived past the Beltway. Anyways. They arrive in Jamaica. Sanya wants to do an introduction of everyone. Manetta, for those who don't know, Manetta has a white husband. I say, honey, Neil done drove this woman to a white man. That'll do it. Girl, that'll do it. Girl, that'll do it. I said, Neil done drove this lady to a white man. Todd isn't drinking anymore. Well, I don't think he's not drinking. He's not drinking anymore, but he's just taking a break from drinking, just detoxing, getting his body together, basically. They're on the way to the hotels. They have to take golf courts. I guess the resort was kind of big. I guess I don't know. Kenya sees a man named John. John is really, really cute. I thought that John was in his 20s too. John was 37. So shout out to John in those good jeans, honey. Candy is clearly upset. Candy just want to eat. Girl, when I tell you one thing about it, two things for sure. Girl, Bravo gonna show some footage of Candy talking about food. Girl, if they got footage of Candy talking about food, they gonna show it. So they all go to Sanya's room. When I tell you, baby, everybody, girl, I don't think I've ever seen them show a clip of everybody just eating their asses off. Like when I tell you, everybody was eating their asses off in that room, and it was so funny because they didn't really have any tables. Girl, they were literally just sitting on the couch, sitting on the stool. I think Manetta's husband was standing up, just going to town on that food. John goes to see Kenya before their date. Well, it's like a dinner date. I thought it was kind of funny when Sanya called him because they were on the golf carts, and they saw John. They saw the guy. His name is John. Excuse me, I already said that like 5 times. Y'all should know his name by now. But anyway, so they saw John, and they turned around. And Sanya was like, basically, are you here by yourself? He was like, oh, I'm here with my brother. She was like, I'm not talking about that. Basically, you know what I'm trying to say. Are you here by yourself? Girl, are you here with a woman? Girl, oh, I'm here. Okay, I know that's right. So anyways, he goes to Kenya's room before dinner, and he brings her a Red Bull. I thought it was kind of fun. Girl, Kenya was just giggling like a schoolgirl. I thought it was funny that they both had a sip of Red Bull, and girl, like, okay, girl, whatever, child. They had a toast of Red Bull. Girl, when they played the first impression of John, I'm sorry, when Kenya was saying that I guess she's never wrong in her first impressions when it comes to, men, I guess. Girl, they played those flashbacks. And they played Walter. Girl, they played Matt. I said, oh no! They get my girls together, girl. No, Kenya, not based off the footages. The lie detector said, girl, you're not the father. Based off the footages, honey, baby, it said you a goddamn lie, girl. Anyways, so they all get to dinner. Did you hear I think it was Marlo. I'm not exactly sure. She heard her say, oh, Kenya brought a stray. I said, girl, wasn't that what Kenya said when she made that joke about Drew last year? Okay, y'all, whatever. Sheree brings up the book at the dinner table about Ralph's book, and that's when he says it's about co-parenting. Girl, okay, now here we go. Here we go. Marlo and Candy. I enjoyed this little back and forth. I did. Was it like in my top 5 moments of the girls' tongue tussling? No. Because, Candy can't really read and Marlo really can't read either. But it was entertaining nonetheless. So Marlo starts to ask Ralph about him adopting Josiah. And, she's kind of vocal about him, I guess, at this moment, about him not adopting Josiah. So Candy joins in on the conversation and basically is saying that this is weird, basically coming from Marlo, because basically Marlo was very, very vocal about Josiah not being adopted by Ralph. However, girl, you sitting here talking about how it feels to be this and that and this, and how it feels to be a foster kid, but you the same one who just kicked your nephews out of your house. I think Marlo should have just sat there and just ate her jerk chicken and drunk her Bob Marley and drunk her water and just shut the fuck up, because maybe this was one of those like kind of like right message, wrong messenger. Because I got what Marlo was saying to a certain point. I did, right? But it's also like, girl, look who this is coming from. Marlo, you kicked your Marlo, you kicked your, that's how Marlo likes to say her name, Marlo, you kicked your nephews out of your home, but now you want to turn around and question and, put Ralph on the stand about him not adopting Josiah. And in Ralph's defense, if my memory is not correct, and if Josiah's father is a part of his life, then I can kind of see it being an issue with Ralph wanting to adopt Josiah, even if Ralph has been in his life at 2 or 3 years old. Because even if Ralph has been in his life at 2 or 3 years old, if Josiah's father is an active participant in his life, right? He's still in the picture, then I could see how Josiah's father could feel some type of way about you trying to adopt, his son, right? Marlo Sarks. Some of the stuff Marlo was saying was funny to me. I'm sorry. Bitch, Marlo said, I'm gonna get your ass off. I'm gonna get your ass up off me one way or another. Okay, so Marlo stars. Our situations are different. Your situation is weird. No, she said your situation is weird because your mother comes before your man. Now I don't know where. Did y'all see Drew's face? Because this is the thing with Marlo, right? Marlo, it's never really. Marlo says stuff that I think people don't expect or feel as though it's necessary or it goes with what's going on. It's always something that has like, what does the situation between Mama Joyce and Todd have to do with the situation at hand, which is basically what we're talking about: adoption, foster kids, and how kids feel. What does that have to do with Mama Joyce and Todd? We'll never know, right? So, Candy basically says, you don't think it's weird you sent your nephews back? She said, hell no. You don't think it's weird you let your man feel belittled when it comes to your mother? Which I was giggling. Even though I was like, girl, that don't have nothing to do with what's really going on, it was still funny to me. I was still giggling. I was giggling. I'm sorry. I was giggling. You take care of a man when Mama Jordan say. She told Candy, you take care of a man. And then she was like, well, Mama Jordan said you ain't got nothing to say. Girl. Marlo was actually kind of funny to me in this moment. Again, even though that situation don't have nothing to do with what we talking about, it was still funny to me. I was still over here giggling. Here go Kenya to Sheree. That's your friend. That's your friend. Girl, one of the funniest things that happened in this whole scene was the white man, Manyata's husband, at the end of the table, eating and laughing. When I tell you, girl, he had the best seat in the house, that corner seat at the end of the table. He was looking at both of them, girl. Then she tells Todd that she loves him. I said, Marlo, this is the thing, right? Y'all know I've been cracking jokes about Todd, girl, for years now, and it ain't gonna stop, right? But the truth of the matter is, me and Todd ain't friends. Me and Todd will never be friends. I'll never see Todd. Todd will never see me. I'll never be around Todd. So it's like for Marlo to sit here and say that, Todd, she loves Todd. She says she loves Todd. She fucks with him more than most of the people at the table. Well, Marlo, if you really feel that way, then how can you then turn around or, say the things that you say about this man right there? Like you pretty much call the man a bum to his face. But then you turn around and say, oh, I love Todd. Girl, I can't tell. I can't tell. Now, it's one thing for us to crack jokes and talk about Todd on YouTube. We don't know the nigga. Girl, you sitting here talking about you love Todd. Marlo, she really, 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 really needs to go to therapy. Because Marlo, to me, I'm not no doctor. I don't know shit about this. But it just seems to me that Marlo has a lot of unhealed trauma. I think that we all could stand a therapy session or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 or 12, right? But I think that some need it more than others, and I think that I would let Marlo skip me in the line. You go. You. I need it, but bitch, you really need it. Okay? Because Marlo, the way that she treats her friends, her so-called friends, and the way that she talks to them, and then I'll turn around and say that I love you. It's like a mind fuck on top of mind fuck on top of mind fuck. Now, what do y'all think that Candy was wrong? Do y'all think that Candy was wrong for pretty much bringing up some information? Again, the truth of the matter is, no matter how you want to slice it and dice it, that information that Candy just told at the table, that was really only information that Candy was privy to at first. Right? And then I think Candy told Sanya and Sheree, right? I mean, not Candy. Marlo told Candy and Sheree. I think she told Sheree and Sanya first. Then she told Candy at Sheree's. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Marlo told Sanya and Sheree. And then at the party, she told Candy. And then Candy told Mayetta. And I think she told Drew. I remember Mayetta saying that she wasn't privy to that information. Do y'all think that Candy was wrong for basically bringing up something, and kind of like basically, throwing it in Marlo's face on Mad Day? Because that's basically what Candy did, quiet as it's kept. Because even though Marlo was wrong, but some people will say that Marlo been talking shit about Candy all season. But the gag is, Candy don't know what Marlo been saying about her. Unless somebody went back and told her, bitch, when you see this show, baby, Marlo been wearing your ass out. And Marlo said, oh, I'm getting this bitch in Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? Because even with Marlo sitting there questioning Ralph about the book, do you think that Candy was wrong for basically throwing that information in there? Kind of like, well, girl, you got a lot to say when, bitch, look at your nephews. You done kicked your nephews out. Like, ooh, girl. Anyways, so Todd basically started telling T. Honey, and I'm surprised that Bravo showed this. Bravo, fucking Bravo. Shout out to Denise Richards, honey. Todd basically said, bitch, when I was in production, I know your tea. So don't play with me. Don't forget I worked in production. Okay? I know your tea. And I know that didn't nobody mess with you at all. And you bought your way into this circle. I said, oh, well, girl, Mr. Burris is speaking. Well, go ahead, Todd, finish. We messy bitches. I want to hear what he got to do. Shut up! Let Todd talk. Go ahead, Todd, finish what you were saying. Because I want to hear. I want to hear the tea you got. I forgot Todd worked in production. I forgot Todd probably know a little bit of tea. Right? Candy tells Marlo, remember when you didn't have shit going on, who wanted to come through for you? I think that's a problem that I really do think this. I think that if Marlo would have legitimate reasons to feel a way about Candy or to argue, fuss, and fight with Candy, it would it would make sense to a lot of people. And I don't think Candy. I don't know if Candy would be just upset at Marlo because I do also believe that Candy just wants the show to be successful, right? And Marlo, even though she's really going low below the belt, she ain't took it as far as kind of like Phaedra and y'all, America's Favorite Housewife took it. So it's like, is Candy gonna forgive Marlo for some of the stuff that Marlo has said, especially being that, Candy has pretty much let us know that she pretty much helped Marlo probably get a peach. She helped Marlo, stay on the show. And I could see Candy being pissed off because it's like, bitch, if you're going to have a problem with me, have a legitimate problem with me. You just picking a fight with me, and I don't understand why after all the stuff that I've helped you do, right? Now, people can help you and still have an issue with you, especially if you done somebody wrong. But if somebody helps you and you have an issue with them, the issue needs to be for real. And you need to say, yes, I understand that you've helped me, but bitch, this is what you also did along the way. Because remember, just because somebody helps you, don't mean that they can't be, they can't do you wrong, because they can. Marlo says that Candy, don't nobody know her. Candy lets the girls know, bitch, I'm worldwide. You've been singing my songs. You've been singing my songs. Oh, baby John. We looked up John was gone. John said, y'all hoes is messy. I gotta go. What's his name? What's his name? Todd says, anybody else thirsty? Did y'all hear what Marlo said? Anybody else broke? Marlo was saying some funny stuff. I'm sorry. Marlo also was saying dumb shit too. She basically told Candy, in a nutshell, girl, as much as you work, you're not a mother. You're a provider, but you're not a mother. Because basically you work too much. Marlo be saying some stupid shit sometimes. All right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all girls later. Bye.